Hello, hello.
Ashley, hey!
Hey!
What do you think?
Are you kidding? Look at this place. I want your life.
You love your life.
Yeah, you're right. I just want your money.
What's mine is yours. Should I get us some glasses?
I wish. It's for Victoria Grayson.
Who?
You are hopeless. Victoria Grayson, reigning queen of the Hamptons. Not to mention your new next-door neighbor.
Queen Victoria.
Believe me, she's earned the title. My boss has me handling the guest list for her Memorial Day party. If I screw this up, I might as well move back to Croydon.
Well, how much are the tickets?
10,000 a pop.
Count me in for one.
Are you sure?
It's for a good cause, right?
Yeah, my career. Thank you.
You want to get drunk on cheap margaritas later?
With or without you.
Good luck with Her Highness.
Bye. This area is strictly for the commoners.
I like the view.
So I see. Don't think I didn't spot you flirting with Daniel Grayson at the yacht party last week.
What can I say? He's charming.
He's dangerous. Come on. Now, I assume you have been studying the Hamptons group on my Facebook page.
Why, is there going to be a test?
Every bloody day. Welcome to the VIP tent. For you. So tell me, who is who? Oh, come on, no one? You must remember him. Nolan Ross from the Memorial Day party.
Perennial pain in the ass.
Gold star. And that charmer chatting him up is Bill Harmon, head of Wall Street's most profitable hedge fund. You'd have to have Nolan's kind of money for him to even look at you. And of course, situated comfortably in the royalty section, we have Conrad Grayson and...
Your Majesty.
Class dismissed. I need to do a little networking. You'll be okay, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
The photographer's ready. Is that the Lorenz Scott? It's perfect. Oh, and I spoke to Carolina Herrera, and she said she would be thrilled to make your dress for the engagement party. I was thinking drop waist, off the shoulder.
Ashley, personal question. Are you close with your family?
Not particularly. My father wasn't around much.
I didn't know my father at all. It's one of my deepest regrets.
I think growing up without someone to protect you from the world forces you to learn how to survive in it.
Well, that's something we both have in common.
The caterer's just left. Will there be anything else?
Nothing you can help me with, I'm afraid. Good night.
Why did you hire me? You're having far fewer parties than last year, and you've basically made me your personal assistant, so... I'm just curious.
All right, then. I hired you because you're the best at what you do. And because you're close with Emily.
Well, as close as anyone can be to a person like her.
I see. Were you surprised that she and Daniel moved in together so quickly?
No, not entirely. She knows how to get what she wants.
What do you mean by that?
Just that she can be... tricky.
Let's you and I go to brunch tomorrow, and we can discuss this further.
Okay. We'll make us a reservation. Victoria. Good night. Victoria. Good morning. I made a breakfast reservation for us so we could continue our discussion from the other night.
Today is not a good day. And please continue addressing me as Ms. Grayson.
Okay, my apologies. Are you all right?
Conrad filed for divorce. I've had better mornings.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure you'll come out on top.
What makes you so sure?
Well, you're Victoria Grayson. You have 2 children who love you, friends who would do anything for you, an entire community that worships you. And you have me. Anything you need, I can take care of it.
Can you bring my son home to me?
I can certainly try.
Thank you. Ashley, Victoria's fine.
The rose couture or the Hervé Leger?
No more bandage dresses.
Right, I'll have it burned immediately.
Ashley, are you out there?
Yes.
Is Emily coming to the reading?
Yeah, I think she just arrived.
Good. I need you to do something for me.
Emily, walk with me?
Sure. Is everything okay? Mason didn't cancel on you, did he?
No, he's just running late. This is about Daniel. Did he tell you how Conrad altered the terms of his trust?
No. Why would he discuss that with me? More importantly, why would he discuss that with you?
Well, he didn't. My ears just happened to be in the right place at the right time. The amendment makes it so the only way Daniel can fully access his trust before he turns 30 is to get married.
Why are you telling me this?
Because you're my friend. If I were you, I would want to know whether or not my boyfriend's motives were pure before he became my fiancé.
Ash, talk to me.
Well, if you must know, I've basically shunned my best friend all summer in favor of worming my way aboard the SS Queen Victoria, only to find out that it's a sinking ship.
How so?
All I've got to show for my summer with the Graysons is a gun-wielding psychotic ex-boyfriend who made out with you. Meanwhile, Emily gets an engagement ring and the keys to the kingdom.
Emily said yes?
According to her text, I'm gonna go to the loo and drown myself in it.
Just back there.
The Graysons see the judge's ruling as a huge defeat.
The Grayson family have the greatest respect for the court's decision regarding Daniel's bail, but they do view this as a minor setback, and one they're sure the justice system will remedy as quickly as possible.
Hey, it's Nolan. Those photos we pulled down for the Graysons, I need you to find out where they originated. Well, here she is, the media's new it girl. Oh, it's quite an upgrade from the Queen's favorite worker bee.
I take it you didn't summon me here for an autograph?
I'm all for meteoric rise, Ash, but followed a hunch and sourced the scandal pics that are blowing up the internet. And guess where the trail ends?
Who else knows?
Just us. For now.
Loyalties forged in a...
Does it matter to you if your clients are guilty?
I never asked.
Cynical.
The last thing I need is to have my judgment clouded. And in 20 years, I haven't lost a case, so if it ain't broke. What's your take on all this?
I think Daniel shot Tyler, and I think he's gonna get away with it.
And yet you continue to work for the Graysons.
I come from a town called Croydon, just outside of London. Population, no one cares, and dropping. I want more out of life than planning parties and making sure other people's lives run smoothly, but for now, it's my job.
The camera sure loves you. You play your cards right, you can parlay Daniel's trial into a whole new career. But then, I think you already know that.
It's Victoria's pet bird.
She wants me to pick up your list of invites for Fire and Ice.
Well, unfortunately, it's incomplete. My secretary's still working on the crossover as Victoria and I are still socially intertwined.
Okay, I'll let Mrs. Grayson know.
What's your game, young lady?
I beg your pardon?
Well, you're too refined to be a grifter, and you're too smart to be a lackey, so I suppose the polite word for it would be opportunist. So if it's opportunity you're looking for, you're hitching your wagon to the wrong Grayson. Well, I know all about how Victoria treats her help. I mean, you know, she keeps you at bay, and then she draws you in, gives you promises, and as soon as you think she's gonna let you fly, she clips your wings and puts you back in your cage. I wouldn't settle for that if I were you.
Why don't you have your secretary email me the list when you're ready, Mr. Grayson?
You're not leaving without saying goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Grayson.
And don't forget this. Key to your new Lexus GS.
Excuse me?
You can either drive this out of the Hamptons forever, or you can drive it to your new parking space at Grayson Global. I can't speak for Brooks, but I, for one, admire someone who doesn't mind getting their hands dirty. As long as you understand that from this point forward, our hands will be intertwined.
And what about Victoria?
What both you and Victoria have yet to grasp is just how little she matters to anyone.
Mr. Grabay, good to see you.
Please, Daniel. You are certainly man enough now to call me Salvador. And who is this lovely Beleza?
Ashley Davenport, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Where's your wife today, Salvador?
Sadly, Magda couldn't make the trip. I'm afraid I'm left to entertain myself.
Well, I would be happy to organize activities to fill your time.
Oh, I'd love that, Miss Davenport. Would you like to take a turn, Daniel?
Why not?
Would you care for a cold drink, Mr. Grabay?
Take the lead, please. Davenport?
Always a pleasure, Mr. Grabay.
Envisioning your future?
And I didn't know that you were there.
Undoubtedly. I used to do the very same thing. Plan out my path, identify the obstacles, visualize the next 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. As a result, all those thoughts became this. You've made yourself quite at home at Grayson Manor as of late.
I do my best to keep out of your way.
That's debatable. Still, I was hoping that you could assist me with a matter that's come to my attention. Yes, I had that reaction too.
Please, you must understand.
Which part? That you seduced my husband? Or that you hid it from my all too trusting son?
It happened one time. You had just fired me. It was a terrible mistake.
On that, we are in violent agreement.
He offered to help me, money, a job. Put yourself in the same position. Can you honestly say that you wouldn't have done the exact same thing?
Oh, well, my judgment's not in question here, nor my future. And we both know it would be a simple pleasure to annihilate you.
Please, Victoria. Don't destroy what I have with Daniel. I love him. I swear I would do anything to put this right.
I'm counting on it. Now, you know where Mr. Grabay is staying, don't you?
Yes.
Нет, нет, нет. You're trembling. Dimitri will like this. Clean off your face and let me look at you again. The rest of you, please, please, go, 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 go!
It's your first time, isn't it?
How are you?
A friend, if you'll let me be.
I don't need friends. I need money.
There are other ways to make money.
Do you think I'd be doing this if I hadn't tried everything else? An MFA in art history is useless in this town. At least here, I can use it to talk about Kandinsky.
The man that you're auditioning to meet is named Dmitri Blatov. He traffics in women. The younger, the better. That's why they want you with no makeup. You want to end up another victim?
I just want to pay my rent. Maybe get a job in a gallery somewhere.
Then do that. Take this.
Why are you helping me?
Because you're gonna help me too. Find out exactly when Dmitri is expected to arrive, then text the information to that number. Tell Sergei that you want to go buy a new dress before you meet Dmitri and get the hell out of here. Don't ever come back.
Conrad?
Miss Davenport. Well, I knew you had moxie, but showing your face back here so soon, if I weren't so intrigued, I'd be shocked.
I'm here to protect an investment.
And what investment would that be?
My time whilst in your family's employ. I believe I may still be owed a few dividends.
Blackmail. Of course. Is there anything that isn't beneath you?
I don't want hush money.
Huh?
The truth is, it would be unwise for me to start over in a place where my ability to hold any number of secrets might not be as valued as it is in the Grayson fold.
Well, in case you hadn't noticed, my traitorous son now sits atop my former throne, in no small part to your assistance, so As it stands, I'm hardly in a position to rehire you in your former capacity.
We can look at this either of two ways. I know where the bodies are buried, proverbial and otherwise. I've been privy to all manner of chicanery, from fictional kidnappings to inflated investor returns.
And the other way, Miss Davenport.
Quite simply, I am good at what I do. And whilst your family breathes, there will be a demand for my talents.
You do realize you're asking to re-enter Victoria's orbit?
Well, as per my terms, all of which are non-negotiable, the Dragon Lady is yours to wrangle.
Well, serendipity prevails, Miss Davenport. See, these talents you speak of make you particularly well suited to assist in my next endeavor.
So we have a deal.
You might call it that.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Charlotte, would you excuse us for a minute? It seems that the cat has dragged itself back in.
There's the report you requested.
Thank you.
So this is the new communications director. Don't you know that politicians tend to keep their concubines in the closet?
Spoken like a woman that no one is sleeping with.
You'll be happy to hear that Ms. Davenport and I have put our past behind us, and we are now looking to the future.
Well, I can only imagine what kind of horrifying footage that will yield.
So how's my boy?
Not himself. He was up early this morning poring over your financials. Something about the numbers not adding up.
Was he using a calculator or his fingers?
I did everything in my power to distract him, but he wasn't biting.
You didn't call me back.
Because there's nothing to report. Daniel only has your best interests at heart. And as for me, I am done being your little spy.
Conrad, a word?
Victoria, do you mind? We're actually in the middle of things.
And fully clothed. How refreshing.
Perhaps it'd be best if you gave us a moment of privacy.
And Conrad. Wear a tie. People want to be able to relate to you, not feel like you're actually related to them.
You're deceptively brilliant.
I learned from the best.
You meant Victoria, didn't you?
Yeah.
Ashley, what a surprise.
I know it's been a long time. That's not what I meant.
What are you doing here?
Showing concern about a mutual friend. I think Amanda Clarke might be in over her head with the Graysons. She ruined an important deal I'd been brokering for the sale of the stowaway by blackmailing Conrad.
Amanda, blackmail? I find that hard to believe.
And I would agree with you if I hadn't seen it for myself. She stormed over unannounced and showed Conrad something on her laptop that caused him to pull a complete 180 against his own interests.
What was on the computer?
He didn't say. But if Amanda's planning a war against the Graysons, then she's making a terrible mistake.
Sounds like a threat.
It's the truth. Those people are capable of more than you and Amanda could possibly imagine.
I'll talk to her.
Good. Emily.
Thanks for the heads up, Ashley. Only Ashley Davenport can whip together such an elegant gala so quickly.
Thanks, Emily. Glad someone appreciates that these parties don't just throw themselves.
Listen, you know the heads up that you gave me about Amanda? I wanted to return the favor before anybody else gets hurt.
Amanda's foster brother. What about him?
He and Amanda were not as close as he's claiming. Amanda told me that a couple of years ago he looked her up at the club she was working at. He was in trouble with some people, needed some money. If I were the Graysons, I wouldn't be comfortable with him under this roof.
Okay, I'm on it.
Are you telling me Eli is a wolf in sheep's clothing? Because all I can see is the sheep.
If he and Amanda were in fact estranged, then why is he here? What does he want?
What every sheep wants, money, status, who cares? I'm just relieved he's not allied with that poor lost soul. Who told you this, anyway?
Emily Thorne.
Oh. Well, all the more reason to welcome him with open arms. I can handle anyone who operates in subterfuge, present company included.
Did you kill Amanda Clarke?
Good morning to you too, Miss Davenport.
That's why you chose yesterday to announce your gubernatorial run, isn't it? You needed an audience for your alibi.
That's ridiculous.
Horrific, some might say. I know that you met with Nate Ryan while Jack and Amanda were getting married.
I gotta tell him the waterfront deal was off. I had no idea it would result in all this carnage.
I don't believe you.
Oh, well, then believe what you must. And while you're busy pointing fingers, bear in mind that not only were you an active participant in all my recent interactions with Mr. Ryan and Mr. Porter, you were actually the architect to the deal. Not to mention material witness to Amanda's treachery against me.
I had no issue with Amanda. What happened to her is a tragedy.
It's a sentiment I intend to echo at the press conference you're about to arrange. Unless, of course, this is your roundabout way of tendering your resignation. Oh, didn't think so.
Don't worry, it's non-alcoholic. I'll be totally alert when we get the polling tomorrow.
My assumption is that you were sober this afternoon, and now I'm missing the masquerade to field calls from anxious supporters.
Someone's got Nate's tapes, either Kenny or Jack Porter.
Neither of whom possesses the sophistication for such a ploy. Say nothing of the fact that Jack actually came to my defense.
Or maybe it's someone who canvassed for Stoddard when he was in college. Namely, your campaign manager, Evan Spradling, who we know paid Kenny off in exchange for his silence.
You know, the sound of you shilling these self-serving theories reminds me of your protestations of bewilderment in the wake of the Mothers and Daughters United event last year. So either you're the fox in the henhouse, or you're desperately bad at protecting it.
Then fire me.
What, this late in the campaign? I will say that once I'm elected, you can add this to your long list of jobs that you can't handle. I don't think that Conrad and Allison are having an affair. Is she even his type?
She's a woman.
Something else is going on. What could it be?
I couldn't say. But after years spent in the revolving door of Grayson Manor, I do know one thing. Conrad has a tell. It betrays when he's lying.
He opens his mouth.
No, it's in his eyes. Congratulations, Governor. It's official.
Well, congratulations to you, Miss Davenport. Thank you. I imagine you are more than eager to begin reaping the rewards for your loyalty.
You can't go out there just yet. It wouldn't look right without your family standing behind you.
Oh, well, I'm fully prepared to explain that. Any word on the whereabouts of Jack Porter?
None. I'm assuming you heard about his brother's passing.
Oh, yeah. It's terrible news. You know, I've just finished modifying my speech to include a moment of silence for the boy. I doubt there'll be a dry eye in the house.
You never miss a trick, do you?
You don't get to where we are by ignoring opportunity.
No, I suppose you don't. Well, then I think that you're all set.
Good.
I'll let everyone know.
Thank you.
There are much nicer places to get a drink. Some of them are even open.
Just getting a little fresh air.
Miles away from your penthouse and the venue of the party that you didn't invite me to.
I'm sorry, Ashley. I didn't know you were in town.
Knowledge is power, Emily.
I thought you had power, Ashley.
No, what I had was a deal with Conrad to pay me to forget about all the crap he's done. But that well has dried up. And since there's no upside to me barking about it, I'm coming to you.
For what?
Everything you have. I saw that look in your eye the night of the election. You weren't there to save Conrad's life, you were there to save Jack's. And since I know how you still feel about him, I will stop at nothing to expose you to the Graysons for the fraud you really are.
That's not how it happened, Ashley. And to be honest, you seem a little desperate.
I'll be at your party tomorrow, and you can introduce me to some men of standing. Sound like a plan?
Is that all?
No. We're just getting started.
Ashley, welcome.
It's a Bold move, taking this tradition from the sea to the land.
Well, people feel less like prisoners when they have the option to leave.
Trust me, I'm staying.
Dr. Velez.
You must be Ashley. Jorge Velez.
Charmed.
We met at an Alzheimer's benefit. I thought you two might hit it off. Oh, if you'll excuse me.
Sure.
I'm so happy you could all make it.
Emily, thank you for picking up the mantle and launching the season off in style.
I hope you say a few words after my dedication today.
Oh, I may have prepared a little something.
And you too, Victoria?
Oh, I don't want to take the spotlight on what's essentially your coming out party.
Well, after a 6-month absence, I dare say it's also yours, my dear.
Yeah, they'd all love to hear what you've been up to.
Trust me, I have very little of interest to say.
It doesn't look like Ashley has that problem.
Ashley?
I thought Conrad asked for me.
Well, one of your many misconceptions, Miss Davenport. Emily told me about your pathetic attempt to blackmail her and your vendetta against our family. I thought you might like to explain it yourself.
Well, Emily obviously didn't tell you the full story. Like the fact that Jack Porter tried to assassinate your husband the night he got elected.
And who do you think gave him the gun?
Well, I also know that Conrad planted that bomb at Grayson Global and led Jack there to die.
With the text message sent from your phone, I hope you didn't use your phone this time to sell Conrad's story to the media.
I did no such thing.
What you've done is tried to sleep your way to the top after failing at a myriad of jobs we gave you out of pity.
Well, at least I tried to work for it as opposed to having everything handed to me.
It's funny, it seems as though you wanted me to hand everything to you.
Conrad's last act in office was to requisition your cell records that prove, in fact, that you attempted to lure Jack to his death.
Get on that plane, go back to Croydon. We bury the information. Sound like a plan?
You two are evil.
What we are, like it or not, is family.
So, Ashley's been deported? Guess that's what happens when you get 2 takedowns for the price of 1.
Which I couldn't have done without you.
What happens next?